the Dalits, of course. Since the 1980s, particularly, the majoritarian tendencies, with the blessings of the mainstream politicians, have been growing steadily, narrowing down the space for religious and cultural minorities in the country. This trend strengthened the caste hierarchy, invoking Manusmriti as a religious sanction for the caste. The situation has come to such a pass that the fundamental rights guaranteed to the minorities and Dalits, equal to all other citizens by the Constitution, are being visibly and nonchalantly denied to them. The smooth delivery of equality, justice, fair play, and even level, even level playing field in official and non-official spheres are not available to them. Historically, the British adopted strategic policies and practices for infusing of communal divide among Indians as early as in the 19th century, जो 1857 की बात हुई है, and encouraged domestic political formations, collaboration, and acts that programmed framework. Consequently, the religious segregation and communal fencing resulted in the partition of India, which followed the spilling of blood of lakhs of innocent people. But the British comfortably transferred power to Indian political outfits, the Congress and the Muslim League, to quit the country unharmed and safely preserving all the economic and geopolitical interests. Fortunately, India did not become a theocratic country. I cannot say that that is very true today, but okay. And succeeded in suppressing a streak of the Hindutva and became a democratic country adopting the constitution that safeguarded the rights of every citizen on equal footing. With the passage of time, democratic ideals and the economic hardships got softened, and the country's political class began to adopt populist and vote bank policies that emboldened the suppressed Hindutva streak. Thus, the Hindutva slowly grows into a full-fledged political force and began openly targeting minorities and Dalits to consolidate the Hindutva-based nationalism and created a binary between the majority and the minorities. In the 1980s, the ruling Congress adopted pro-Hindutva policies which targeted the Sikhs, branding them separatists, terrorists, and a threat to unity and integrity of the country. Thus, then the ruling Congress succeeded in projecting itself as the savior of the country and democracy and demonizing the Sikhs as the villain. In this way, the Congress rulers mesmerized the countrymen in its favor and sent the army into the Darbar Sahib in June 1984 and organized the pogrom of Sikhs in November 1984 thereafter. Those policies of the rulers at the center also saw the demolition of the Babri Masjid in 1992, subsequent Hindu Muslim riots, and culminating in recurring tragic incidents of lynching and bulldozing of the residences and religious places of a minority. The minority bashing has reached to such a stage where a large minority has virtually been disenfranchised and near elimination of its share in the country's power structure, while other minorities, including Christians, are also being discriminated and targeted within and outside the country, with the government of adopting a policy of hot pursuance, as in the case of Sikhs, and extending its arms to foreign places such as Canada, America, Australia, UK, and other countries. In such a scenario, the minorities and the Dalits facing a question of survival have decided to join hands and to float a coalition to demand the enforcement of the fundamental rights at par with other citizens and as prescribed in the Constitution. This is the resolution that we have drafted. Any suggestions to it will be discussed subsequently, and you can, of course, come and give your views.